In today's hyper-distracted world, our brains have rewired themselves to resist taking action. We've gotten too comfortable scrolling through social media instead of doing what really matters. Every new year, we make the same promises. This time, I'll actually change. But weeks later, we're back to our old habits, wondering what went wrong. Here's the truth. Your brain has been programmed to resist meaningful change. It's not your fault. It's how we're wired. I'm about to share the 3-day rule that literally forces your brain into action mode. This isn't some fluffy motivation talk. This is about rewiring how your brain works. This simple rule will show you how to finally take real action and break through your resistance. This isn't about getting motivated. Your brain treats motivation like a sugar rush that quickly fades away. The truth is, your neural pathways are literally designed to save energy and avoid change. That's why those 2-week attempts at building habits never stick. Your brain was just waiting for you to give up. Your brain actively fights against sustained effort. It's built to keep you comfortable and safe, not to help you grow. But there's a solution: the 3-day rule. The key is forcing your brain past its natural resistance threshold. Once you understand this rule, you'll finally break through your mental barriers. The 3-day rule states that your brain creates the strongest resistance until day 3 of any new habit. It's like a test to see if you're serious. After 72 hours of consistent action, your neural pathways begin restructuring themselves. Your brain starts to accept the new behavior. Here's what happens. Day 1 is full of enthusiasm. Day 2 brings intense resistance. Day 3 is the neurological turning point. Studies show that habit formation begins changing your brain's reward system after about 72 hours. That's when things start getting easier. To leverage this rule, you need to strategically manage your time for 3 consecutive days. Push through, and you'll break free. Your brain tells you there's no time for change, but let's look at your 24 hours honestly. After sleep and work, you have roughly 6 hours your brain is currently wasting on resistance and distractions. That's the truth. The 3-day rule requires just 45 focused minutes per day for 3 days. That's all it takes to start the change process. By day 3, your brain will have formed the beginnings of a neural pathway for continued action. The resistance starts melting away. The trick? Schedule your 45 minutes at the same time each day to maximize the impact on your brain. Consistency is crucial. Today's technology makes the 3-day rule more effective than ever before. Tracking apps like Habit, Streaks, or Forest create little dopamine hits that reinforce your new neural pathways. They make your brain crave the good feeling of taking action. Set up 3-day challenges with specific metrics. This leverages your brain's competitive nature and keeps you engaged. Connect your productivity tools to create a complete system that supports action. This builds a stronger neural network in your brain. Remember, your phone can be a neural programming tool. Use it to rewire action patterns, not reinforce distraction habits. The 3-day rule creates initial pathways, but systems cement them into neural highways that last. A system is a repeatable process that your brain eventually craves. It removes the need for constant willpower. For example, financial tracking systems create a dopamine release when you see progress. Your brain starts looking forward to it. Set up systems that trigger on day 4, when your brain is most receptive to new patterns. This is when the real change happens. Automated systems reduce decision fatigue, which strengthens your action neural networks. Let technology handle the reminders so your brain can focus on taking action. What feels like the grind is actually your brain forming new neural connections. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. When your mind resists on day 2, That's the exact moment neural rewiring begins. This is when most people quit, but it's the most important time to push through. Your brain creates physical pain signals to avoid changing. This is normal and necessary. Discomfort is the feeling of growth. The 3-day rule doesn't eliminate discomfort. It makes it productive. The pain has a purpose. By understanding this is a biological process, you can push through to transformation. Your future self depends on these 3 crucial days. Here are specific resources that optimize the 3-day rule's impact on your brain. Simple visualization techniques prime your brain for the 3-day neurological shift. Picture yourself completing each day before it happens. Mental frameworks like just for today help maintain momentum through day 3. Focus only on the current day's challenge. Measure your progress not by how you feel, but by simply tracking if you showed up each day. That's the true success metric. When your brain creates false obstacles, recognize them for what they are: resistance, not reality. Override them by taking one small action. Your brain physically cannot maintain multiple priority pathways at once. It's like trying to dig several deep tunnels with one shovel. The 3-day rule requires temporary focus. Other activities must become secondary, just for 3 days. Managing decision fatigue preserves the brain resources needed for transformation. Decide what to wear, eat, and do in advance. Structure your environment to reduce thinking during these critical 3 days. Remove distractions and prepare everything you need. Include neural rest periods, short breaks that strengthen rather than weaken your new action pathways. Rest is part of the process. The next 3 days will determine if you create new neural pathways or stay stuck in old ones. There's no middle ground. Here's how to start. Choose one important action. Schedule 45 minutes at the same time for the next 3 days. Protect this time at all costs. You'll know the neurological shift has occurred when, around day 4, the resistance feels noticeably less powerful. That's your brain adapting. Your mind will try to rationalize away this approach. That's resistance talking. Expect it and ignore it. Are you ready to force your brain into action for just 3 days? Or will you stay exactly where you are for another year? The choice is yours, but now you know what it takes.